Hola, hey y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in the room. No, I'm just playing. I'm not playing. I just want to tell y'all thank you. I am so happy today, y'all. And I want to come and speak from a place of happiness. And I'm going to talk about happiness today. And y'all know how I do it. This is the second video because the first video, I was probably at the 10-minute mark. My husband walks through the door and starts talking, and I'm like, really? So I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to do half and then half, and then I can edit it and put it together and make it make sense. I'm like, no, I'm not doing all that. I'm just going to start from scratch, and we gonna roll with it. So what I was saying about happiness, so let me back up a little bit. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody who is following me, who is liking my content, who is sharing my content, who is subscribing to my YouTube channel and really supporting me. I appreciate it. I got some wonderful stuff coming up for y'all, and I got some great news, but I'm not going to give y'all that until the end of the video. So I want to jump into happiness and where I was, and I hate that I got to start this story over, but it's okay. Sometimes we got to do things over and over and over and over again until we get it the way we want it. Well, it was the way I wanted it until my husband jacked it, but that's okay. So I was talking about, so the main point today is about happiness, right? And I'm going to talk about happiness, and I'm going to get back to happiness. But the story I was telling was that although I have coaches, I have a therapist. However, this Stormy girl, I was like, I've heard of her name, Stormy Wellington, right? She's a mentor and life coach, and she's like one of the top, I think she's like one of the top 3 individuals in total life changes. She's made millions by doing network marketing. She is a beast at it from what I understand. I tried network marketing, y'all. It ain't for me. I tried Avon. I tried Mary Kay. Well, okay, let me back up. Avon was amazing because I worked in a call center. And when I worked in a call center, probably 20-something years ago, my job, it was my job, but selling Avon kind of basically sold itself because that's when Avon was in. Everybody wanted it, especially that skin so soft that repelled mosquitoes. But because I was in a call center, I didn't have to do a lot of work. I just put a book on people's desk with my card, my email. They send me their email, they order. I brought it to work with me. So it was really easy money. I never signed up anybody under me because, again, I'm not a salesperson. So even though I did good and I made good money selling Avon, I just never built my downline, as they call it, in network marketing. And so I'm not really a salesperson, so I'm just like, yeah, network marketing is not for me. So kudos to her for doing so well in network marketing. The whole point of me saying that is I was never like a Stormy fan, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. Before all you little crazy people be like, oh my God, she did Stormy. No, I didn't. I said I wasn't her fan. I didn't know her, right? I didn't know her. I didn't know her story. So I was watching TV one day while I was scrolling. And for those of you who know me, you know the hood side of me loves ratchet reality TV, right? So I was watching ratchet reality TV. Actually, I was scrolling. There was nothing on TV, and I saw a preview for a ratchet reality show, which definitely caught my attention. My light bulbs went off. Ding, 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 ding. So I was like, oh my God, what's this about? So the preview for the show was talking about, it was a storyline about strippers wanting to better themselves, better them lives, have a better life outcome. And it's called Beyond the Pole. So I was looking at that and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Again, don't know why, but I've always been fascinated with strippers and their lifestyle. I've never been a stripper. I wish I could dance that good or even do some pole work, honey child, because listen, I can't do none of that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to check it out. So I went on demand. I found the show. I started watching it. And when I started watching it, I realized that this Stormy girl And y'all will understand why I keep saying it the way I'm saying it later in a minute. But I'm like, okay, who is this chick, right? I had no, again, I've heard her name before, but I had no idea who she really was. So I figured just by watching a couple of episodes that she was either the actual producer or she really had something to do with this storyline being brought front and center and being turned into a television show or reality TV show. So I'm listening to this, and then of course, so then she goes to tell her story. And basically her story was, apparently she was a dancer in Miami at a very young age. She had a child at a young age. She overcame a lot and had a lot of traumatic experiences happen to her at a very young age. And if I'm not mistaken, she said the very first time she went in the strip club, excuse me, was because I think the lights or something got cut off at her house, and she knew she had to do something. She had to fix the problem for her family. Mind you, this is a 14-year-old child. But anyway, she said she went to the strip club at 14. They let her in. She made like $1,000 that night, maybe more, but at least $1,000. She got the lights back on, and from that day forward, she was taking care of her family. She danced. Then she got into network marketing, and she quickly rose to the top. She was top in enrolling other agents beneath her for her downline. And then I guess just her sales strategy and making the sales she made it into the top layer. I'm going to call it a layer with the creator of Total Life Changes and whoever his big people was. And then she started speaking and doing all these things. So I'm like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Coach Stormy, like her, she has a great story. She's very relatable. The reason why I'm talking about this story and happiness is because, so fast forward, right? I'm a couple of episodes in. So the first couple of episodes, there was one particular dancer that wanted to really get out of the life. She ran into Coach Stormy. She met her at like a spa or something. And Coach Stormy was like, oh, you know, and she kind of was drawn to her and was like, you know, I can mentor you. I can help you. You know, what is it that you want to do? And the dancer was like, oh, well, I really got this business. I want to do a storefront. Like, she really had her stuff together. She gave Coach Stormy a really good sales pitch. So, fast forward. Coach Stormy took on this particular girl. What the rest of their conversation looked like, I can't tell you that. I was not there. What I do know is, and what I can tell you is that a couple of episodes later, Coach Stormy had rented this Airbnb. Excuse me. Now, mind y'all heard me say that Coach Stormy is now this multimillionaire. I can't say for sure that she lives in Miami. She frequents it a lot. I don't know. Needless to say, she was in an Airbnb. Remember that, because that's very important to when I get to the punchline of this story. Or the plot of the story. It's not the punchline. So, she's at this Airbnb, and she invites this one particular dancer that she's really drawn to and said, hey, bring some of your other dancer friends around, because if everybody, like, this cannot be your life, right? We got to strive for something better. So she has this open house. She invites these dancers in. One particular girl shows up late. Coach Stormy says, oh, whoa, why you late? The girl did not address Coach Stormy directly. She addressed everybody and was like, oh, hi, got girls, ladies, women, whatever she called them. Y'all, did she call them, say y'all bitches? I don't know. But I do know this is what she said. Oh, y'all know I live way out in the country. It takes forever getting through traffic, yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. So as the evening is progressing, Coach Stormy is talking to all of the girls and talking to them, kind of individually addressing them like, okay, what you got going on, what you got going on, what you got going on, what are y'all plans, what's y'all goals, what are y'all doing, what are y'all working on? Everybody kind of gave, information. Oh, I want to open a clothing boutique. I got a spot that's getting ready to open. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So when Coach Stormy got to this one particular girl, dancer, who was late, she's like, what do you want? Where are you going? What do you want? What are you working on? The reply was, oh, I'm just doing some stuff. And then I don't know, she said something to the effect of she's reading some financial books, or I'm working on some stuff. And so Coach Stormy was like, yeah, you're not doing shit. Or she might, listen, sometimes I cuss a lot. I don't know if she said, I do nothing, I have to watch it again. But what she did say was, you not doing nothing. That's just laziness. The girl got offended. She took it the wrong way. They started having a full-on heated, for lack of better words, heated discussion and our debate about this. And so the girl was basically like to Coach Stormy, you putting me down. I'm telling you what I'm doing. You supposed to be here to help. You a coach. You doing this. You doing that. And Coach Stormy's standpoint was, my time is my money. I don't have time to waste. And if I'm asking you what you're doing, what you're working on, where you want to go, what are your goals, and you can't tell me, then you're not doing nothing. Like, how do you not know what you're doing? And it's just some stuff, right? So the girl took that all wrong. It went left. At that moment, I was like, oh, who's this Coach Stormy girl? I like her. And now I follow her. And so part of this discussion about me being about talking about happiness and stuff. So as I started following, and I'm going to get back to this 30 minutes because I'm going to tell you why I felt like I felt. But when I started following Coach Stormy, she has some good stuff going on. Honestly, I don't think I can afford her. I think I saw something that said $30,000. Yeah, can't do that. But but any gems that she's dropping just on her regular social media, I'll be more than happy to listen to it. So part of what she was saying was, when I started listening to her stuff, and I don't know about y'all, but if I start to follow somebody and I kind of go back and look at past things they've done, past things they've said, and Coach Stormy made a comment about that every month she treats she gives it a theme. Every month has a theme for her. And June is for jumping. And I thought about that, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. June is for jumping. Like, we need to jump. Like, we need to jump off the cliff, off the ledge, whatever it is we need to jump off of or out of the airplane. We need to jump. We need to jump into the greatness that God has promised us. We need to jump into the abundant life that is for us. We need to jump into the career that we want. We need to jump into the entrepreneurship endeavors that we need to do. We need to jump into being consistent and committed and determined and resilient. And so I got all of that, and that was one of those gems. And I'm like, God, like, you have given me idea after idea after idea after idea. And a lot of my ideas I have sat on. And when I sat on my ideas, other people started doing something very similar to my idea or what I thought about or what was in my head. And I'm like, because let me be clear. When God gives us a vision, He gives it to multiple people. Let me say it again. When God gives us a vision, He gives it to multiple people. Now, if He gives a vision to 15 people, 15,000, 15 million, who picks up that vision and that idea and like, oh my God, this is it. Write it down, make it plain, put in the commitment and the work and the effort and get it done. So there are so many ideas and visions that I have had that I have slept on, that I felt like I'm not ready. Like, I know I got this great idea, but it's not time. I don't have enough money saved. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough people helping me. I don't have this. I don't have that. I got to wait until this time. I got to wait until that time. Let me tell you something. There's no perfect time. When we are given these visions and ideas, we need to act on them. We need to act on them immediately. I know it sounds like I've gotten off topic, but I promise you I haven't, because this is all about happiness. So Coach Stormy said June is for jumping. And I'm like, okay, Lord. So to go back to why Coach Stormy resonated with me when I saw this was because even though sometimes I don't do what I know I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it, I do realize that my time is valuable. And if I talked about anything in any speeches, in any facilitations, any book, any articles, any virtual summits, anything that I've spoken, I always almost always, at least 98% of the time, mention time and how time is the greatest commodity that we have and how we have to use our time wisely. So when Coach Stormy said that, that resonated with me because I'm like, well, wait a minute. My time is valuable. And I thought about how when people invite me places or when something's going on and it's supposed to start at 6, I get there early and it don't start till 7, 8 o'clock. You're wasting my time. My time is valuable. My time is precious because for me, there's so much other things that I could be doing. I could be working on to fill my time to be productive in my ideas and my visions or my career or my kids or whatever the hell else I got going on. So I'm like, yeah, Coach Stormy, I'm with you. And I felt like, this is just my personal opinion, the personal opinion of Catherine Eileen. If y'all don't like it, cool. If you can rock with me, rock with me. If you just in a place it is what it is, that's fine too. But I felt like this particular dancer was being extremely rude. Because if I walk into a room, if I ever get the chance to walk into a room and Coach Stormy is there, and hey, Catherine Eileen, nice to meet you. So-and-so told me ABC. What is it exactly that you do and where are you trying to get to? This chick right here, Catherine Eileen. Oh, hey, Coach Stormy, nice to meet you. I'm glad you asked. This is what I'm working on. This is my mission. These are my goals. This is what I have in place. This is what I still need to figure out. How can you be of service to me? And how can I be of service to you so we can work together and get this thing popping? Now, I could have gave y'all my clear-cut elevator speech, but I'm not. But my point is, when we have opportunities like that, we have to make sure that we're ready. In order to make sure that we're ready, we have to be happy. And when we talk about happiness, I started out with the whole happiness thing because when I started talking to you guys this morning or this afternoon, and still now, and I don't know if you can tell the excitement in my voice or I know that my tone, my pitch is a little bit higher. I know that my tone is a little bit different than it normally is. I feel very energetic on the inside. I know I've been moving my hands a lot. I've been moving a lot. Let me tell y'all, I'm happy. The sun is out. It's like 84 degrees outside. And it's just so much good stuff happening to me. I'm just happy. And I was like, you know what? Because this ain't what I was going to talk about. But again, for those of you who have followed me, you've been rolling with me, I can have a whole bunch of things wrote down. And as y'all know, this is no secret. I have, let me show y'all, books on books on books on books with stuff that I'm supposed to talk about, show ideas I'm supposed to have. Look at that. All kind of stuff. Like all of this stuff is stuff, and as y'all can see, that's 2 books. I probably got 4 more books on my table. But I do that, and I write things down, but I've said it a couple of times in some things. I know I've said it on the podcast. I'll map out what I want to talk about on the days that I want to talk about it, and something comes over me, whether it's the Holy Spirit or higher power, I don't know, little angels or demons sitting on my shoulder, whichever it is of that day, and I change up, I switch up, because I get a sign that says, you're supposed to talk about this today. And that's what happened today. I was going to talk about one thing, and honestly, y'all, let me be clear. I don't even know what I was going to talk about. I just know it wasn't happiness. But when I got on, I was so happy, and I'm like, oh my God. Something came over me, the Holy Spirit, the ancestors, whoever y'all pray to, whatever, came over me and said, no, this is what you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about happiness. And I said, okay. Because I'm starting this new thing in my life where I'm starting to be obedient to God. I'm starting to be obedient to the higher power. I'm starting to be obedient to the clarity that I'm receiving. And so I wanted, and the happiness thing was because I'm so happy. And I want to be clear with you guys about something. Happiness is not something you can just go out and grab off a shelf. It's not something you can say, oh, give me some of that. Well, I take it back. You can, because I can transfer you some good energy. But happiness is within self, right? You know, we always say, and one of my close sisters in Christ friends She actually did a happiness speech in a, it wasn't a TED Talk. It was, if you guys remember the thing, not the TED Talks, but the things under the TED Talks, another guy started doing them. He was like inspired by TED Talks. Anyway, she did one of these, and it was on happiness. And she said some very profound things, and I'll never forget. And what she said was, as we are younger, and even as adults, we say we'll be happy when we get this. We'll be happy when we achieve that. Oh, we'll be happy when we can move out. Well, then you move out. We'll be happy when I learn how to drive. Then you drive. My whole thing was, for me, I know I used to always say, oh my God, I'll be so happy when I can be an adult and move out of my mama's house because she getting on my nerves. Who else done said that? I'm going to put both hands up because I used to say it all the time. Oh my God, I can't wait till I can leave my mama's house. I'll be happy. Like, Jesus, get me out of here. Y'all, if it wasn't my mama, somebody should have knocked me upside my damn head. That's the worst thing in life. I am not going to tell y'all how old I am now. Just know that I have a 29-year-old son, 28, 29, 30. I don't know. But my point is, I don't have my mother with me. My mother has passed away. She's moved on. She's in heaven, I guess. But my mother was a little hellion, so she might be in hell. No, she's in heaven for real because she did accept the Lord and Savior. She did accept Jesus Christ as her Lord and Savior. And so she's in heaven. I believe that with my whole heart. I believe that my mother's in heaven, y'all. Let me stop playing. But anyway, like, I wish somebody really had a billy club and hit me upside my head, because initially, yes, I was happy. I'm like, oh my God, I moved out. I got my own stuff, my own space. I ain't got to follow my mama rules. I was happy for probably about 3 months. And then I was like, what the heck did I do? Like, I got to pay bills. I got to be responsible. I got to make sure the lights stay on. I got to make sure the rent is paid. I got to put gas in my car. I ain't got no money to hang out. I ain't got no money to go shopping. I ain't got no money to buy no clothes. I ain't got no money to go to the movies. I can't go be with my friends because now I got to go to work, and I got to work all these hours because I need this and I need that. And oh my God, this is horrible. It didn't sustain me. I was happy for a little bit, but I was like, what the heck did I do? And I said that, and I tell y'all that piece of the story because that's kind of where it starts. And then things start to happen. We start to evolve. And now, as a 40-plus-year-old adult, I mean, I'm still be like, if I can go back to my mama's house, I will go back to my mama's house. But my point is, I'm happy. I'm happy on the inside. I'm happy that I am breathing. I'm happy that I was able to wake up this morning. I'm happy that I can see the sunshine. I'm happy that I am healthy enough, because I got some problems, but for the most part, I'm healthy. I'm happy that I have a home. I'm happy I have a job. I'm happy I have a car. I'm happy with me. I'm happy of the choices that I made, even though I left home way before I should have. I'm happy with graduating from college. I'm happy with the connections that I have made with other people. I'm happy with the collaborations that have taken place over the last 6 months. I'm happy that I'm growing. I'm happy that I'm evolving. Like, I'm just happy, y'all. When I tell y'all I'm happy, I am truly 100% happy. And there is nothing better in this world than being happy with oneself. I'm happy with myself. If everybody in my life walked away today, if I lost every materialistic thing that I had in my life today, I could still stand up and say I am happy. Really quick, I'm going to tell y'all one more quick story. And this feeds into why I'm so happy and why I've been happy for a long time. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been some days where I'm like, this crap is for the birds. There's been some days that I've been angry. There's been some days that I've been sad. There's been some things that have happened and taken place that made me sad, made me angry, and made me experience all the emotions that a human being feels. However, even though I feel those emotions, I still remain happy. Here's why. This is when our found my happiness. I'll never forget. I was 26 years old. I think 25 or 26. It was the very first time I went to Jamaica. 25 or 26. Now, mind you, I have been all over the world, to a lot of European countries. This was my first time going to a predominantly black country. I went to Jamaica, and as we're driving from the airport, I believe we flew into Montego Bay, and we stayed in Ocho Rios. And so it was probably about a 45-minute drive. Our cab driver, or our driver, was so friendly that we ended up hiring him the entire week we were there. So he was our private driver. He ended up being our private driver. But driving from the airport in Montego Bay to the little town we stayed in, Ocho Rios, initially I was shocked because this particular driver, I don't know if he stopped at the gas station or we just drove by. I know for a fact we drove by, but I can't remember and say we stopped. But I remember there were goats at the gas station. And at first it took me, I'm like, whoa, why are there goats at the gas station? Like, this is weird. And so, he was telling us the history of everything. He's explaining. And as we're driving, I want to say we were driving north. The gas station and a lot of buildings were on the right. And the mountains were on the right. Everything on the left, this is what I saw as we're driving from Montego Bay to Ocho Rios. Very first day, leaving the airport to Ocho Rios. There were these little, I can't even call them shacks, y'all, because they wasn't even shacks. I don't even know what to call them. But there were these little shelters of things that was kind of close to the street, probably about 3 or 4 feet from the street. Behind them was a lot of grass, green grass, very green grass. And then the water, the ocean. These little shelter things, some of them had doors, some of them didn't. Some of them didn't have electricity. Actually, I don't think any of them had electricity. Some of them didn't have floors. And I was like, oh, what are these? And he's like, oh, those people live there. Those are their homes. And I'm like, what? Do what happen? So we get to the resort. And of course, everything behind the walls of the resort is beautiful. It's tropical. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And I told my husband at the time, I'm like, I want to go where the people that live here go. I want to go where the native people go. So we called up this personal driver. He took us out and around. And I was like, first of all, let me just say, everybody was so happy. Hi, how you doing? Whatever. And this isn't just in the touristy part of Ocho Rios, because we had him drive us to the native part of Ocho Rios. And everybody was so happy. And what I realized at that moment, the people that was living on the side of the road in little shacks with no electricity, dirt floors, were rich beyond measure, beyond any material thing I could have ever had in life. They were rich. They had a beautiful ocean behind them, beautiful grass. They were happy. And I was like, that's what I want. I want that kind of happiness. I want the kind of happiness that if I don't have nothing but the clothes on my back, I can still smile and still be nice and kind and polite to any other person that I ever meet. The second part to that story, that was my first encounter, and I'm like, oh my God, I want that. I want what they got. I want that kind of happiness. The second part, don't judge me. I swear to God, bet not none of y'all judge me. Me and my husband, the resort we stayed at had a clothing optional side. So we went to the clothing optional side because we were curious. Like, this is not real life, right? We only get one life. So we go to the clothing optional side of the resort. Now, mind you, clothing optional. We chose to keep our clothes on. We did. I promise we did. I kept my clothes on. My husband kept his clothes on. But we went to the pool. I'll never forget it. We sat on the, the pool, those chairs, the beach chairs that they had at the pool. I was to the far left. My husband was sitting there. There was a older white man. I believe he was naked, who was sitting next to my husband on the other one. And across the pool, there was what looked to be an American woman. She was she was well over 300 pounds. Butt ass naked. Completely naked. She stood up. She walked around the far side of the pool. She conversed with some people on the way. She got to the side she wanted to get to. She walked down the steps. She got in the pool. The white man sitting next to my husband was like, oh my God, she's beautiful. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, me at that moment was like, I mean, yeah, she cute. She wasn't a bad looking woman, but she was over 300 pounds. This woman was so proud of her body shape. And we're going to talk about that at a later time, body positivity. But she was okay with her body. Me personally, and I was not that big. I think at that age, I think I was probably, I don't know how much I weighed, but I know I was only in like a size 6, okay? So I'm a size 6. My husband said, you can take your clothes off if you want to. We on the clothing optional side. I didn't feel comfortable taking my clothes off. And I was a size 6. That's pretty small if you want to compare, like, do sizes, right? Because it's like 0, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I was a size 6. And I got some pictures. I might try to find them. But I was a size 6, y'all. And I did not feel comfortable taking my clothes off. When I tell y'all, not only the people that worked there, which were mostly the native people. And don't get me wrong, I do understand that in most African places, they prefer their women to be plump and a little bigger, right? Not only was it the natives, it was also the other American people that were there that was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. Number 2, I was like, I want that confidence. I want what she got. That's the body confidence I need. I'm a size 6 and I'm embarrassed, to take my clothes off and walk around naked. And she probably a size 26 and she just strutting her stuff. And I'm like, go ahead now. What I took away from that was nobody shamed her. Nobody talked about her. Nobody put her down. Nobody did any of those things. She was confident and she was happy. I was like, I want that. On top of the happiness. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. From that day forward, I always said, I'm going to always be happy in what I have. Happy in my skin. Happy with what I got going on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still human. And I'm still working on me. There's still some days and times when I'm like, oh my God, I'm too big. I'm fat. My stomach is too fat. And, everybody I say it to is like, oh my God, like, you're not big. You're beautiful. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So, I'm comfortable. But there's still always some things that I personally feel like I need to work on, which is okay. But ultimately, I'm happy. But when I tell you that realizing that people had absolutely nothing and they woke up smiling and being positive and being kind, I'm like, I want that. And from that day forward, I have been living in love and walking in love and happiness. So I said all that to say this, because we at about 33 minutes, and I really didn't want to go over 30, but I really feel like, and if in case y'all can't tell, this is so, I'm very passionate about being happy, and I'm passionate about my time. But I said all that to say, and I told you the story about the girl on Beyond the Pole in the Stormy situation, because when that girl walked in the room, she already had an attitude. She already was irritated and irritable. Some people can come off a little cocky. Some people can come off a little abrasive. But at the same time, if you are happy, regardless of how somebody else comes off, if you have the opportunity to present yourself in them and your product or whatever else you got going on for opportunities, you do that in your happiness. There was something wrong. I don't know what. I don't know that girl. But there was definitely something wrong. I challenge each and every one of you guys to pursue your happiness. Pursue your happiness. Find the happiness within you. Find what resonates with you and make you happy. Just a happy person and a happy on the inside. Because if you're happy on the inside, I promise you it's going to pour out on the outside. And you're just going to be brighter and happier every day. And you're going to make everybody else brighter. And then sometimes when those opportunities come up, you're ready because you're happy. So I challenge all of you to kind of just do an internal search and figure out what makes you happy. When you figure out what makes you happy, write it down. That's what I challenge you all to do. If you don't journal, you ain't even got a journal. Just write it down. I'm happy because I'm alive. I'm happy because my kids are healthy. I'm happy because I have a car. I'm happy because I got somewhere to lay my head. Even if you don't have nowhere to lay your head, I'm happy I woke up this morning. I'm happy the sun is shining. I'm happy nobody got killed yesterday. I'm happy that whatever it is, right? So we just speak these happiness affirmations over ourselves, over our life, over the life and stuff that we care about other people. And I promise you, you will get to your true, authentic place of happiness. That's what I wish for all of you. Now, really quick, let me tell you what I got going on. So, everybody know, I normally tell you at the beginning of the video and then at the end. I didn't do it at the beginning, but I'm going to do it now. Everybody knows, but I'm going to tell you again. I am a co-host of the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast that comes on every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch it on all of your streaming platforms. And we also go live on the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast page in Facebook, the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast channel on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. What I do as a co-host of the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast, not only do I engage in whatever we're talking about, I have a specific segment that's called Relationship Rules. Our rules, our way. You all know my motto. It's just that. Our rules, our way. What works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. Also know that we don't just tackle intimate relationships. We talk about all kinds of relationships. We talk about sisterships, brotherships, cousinships, workships, situationships. We talk about it all. What is coming up for relationship rules as opposed to as it being an overall brand? Relationship rules is venturing out as we done before, but now I am focused. I'm laser focused, and we about to do the damn thing. Relationship rules is getting ready to roll out a retreat, a women's retreat. And I'm going back and forth, y'all. And if y'all feel any kind of way, let me know. But I'm going back and forth if I want it to be all wives or if I want single people there as well. I will do them individually, but for this very first one, I'm debating that. So, but anyway, the women's retreat is going to be coming up. I'm in the planning stages of that. Relationship Rules has also, oh my God, we have just signed on to Lexi TV for Relationship Rules to be a television show that reaches over 4.2 million viewers. We will be on every smart TV or smart platform, wherever. And then, of course, you can catch us on the website and some other through some other sources, and I'll give you all of that at a later time. But just know Relationship Rules is coming to a television, a smart TV near you. I want you guys to come on board, come and join me, be part of that. I will tell you that there is a pilot season that is being planned. Still working out some stuff with the videographer and starting to get filming done. We will, right now, the goal is to launch the pilot season on July 4th. I will tell y'all, I'm working, y'all. See this? I'm working. So I will post the flyer. I think I can post it on my YouTube channel, but if not, follow me on Instagram. It's Cat Coaches. On Facebook, Catherine Eileen. There is a Relationship Rules Facebook page. Follow me there. I have posted this flyer today for the very first time announcing the TV show, and then also posted the second one that says what we are casting for, the shows we are casting for, and I'll just give you a couple of them right now. So if you hear something that you want to come on the show and talk about, by all means, contact me, let me know. If you don't hear nothing, or there's something that you really want to say, or there's a story that you have that really needs to be told, send me that information and we can work it out. But some of the shows I just want to tell you that we're going to be working on is a self-love makeover, dating single versus dating married, older men, younger woman versus older woman, younger men, living together, sex before marriage, monogamy versus alternatives. We're going to be celebrating love and commitment, people that have been married over 25 years, the girlfriend code, bro code, battle of the sexes, boss women, balancing being a boss woman and a family, blended families. And I think I'm going to add something about these dancers because, like I said, I've always been interested in the dancers, and a lot of dancers are trying to do other things, and there have been several success stories for people that I know personally that have superseded their dancing days, and I'm so proud of them. I'm not going to say their names until I get their permission and we have them sign disclosures and things like that, but there is some. So if there's anything you want to talk about, if you're looking for a long lost sibling, you need our help, whatever, just let us know and we will be happy to accommodate. I will figure out how to post the information on this YouTube channel. Also, be happy, be blessed, be happy, move about this world with love. Everybody knows my personal motto is I was born in love, I live in love, I will die in love. And people be confused sometimes, but I'll just tell you quickly, that just means that I was born into a world of love. God loves me, my family loves me, my parent loves me. I live in love, which means I operate in love. When I meet people, I greet them, I meet them with love, no judgment. And then I'm going to die in love. It's just basically, it's just that. I'm going to go to my grave loving on people, making people feel good, helping anybody that I can whenever I can. So that's it, y'all. I don't have nothing else. Y'all listen, I'm exhausted, but I really appreciate you guys sticking to the end of this, sticking with me to the end of this video. I know my videos have normally only been, like I said, between 25 and 30 minutes. We are at 42 minutes, and by the time I'm actually done talking, it's probably going to be 45 minutes because y'all know how black folks are. You say goodbye, and then you get up, you stand up, you put your coat on, and then you talk a little bit, and then you say goodbye again, and now you at the door, but you're still talking, and then you get to the porch, and then it's like, okay, I'm leaving for real, and then you get to the driveway, and you're in the car, or you open the door and put your stuff in, you put the kids in, and then you still talking and whatever. And then next thing you know, I ain't gonna keep going because it's a few more steps to that, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So you can start saying goodbye at 6 o'clock, but by the time you leave, it's 7:15. So I'm not, oh, see, I knew it was something else. I wanted to tell y'all. So the last video I told you guys that I was a life coach through a nonprofit organization who was also our urban review here that's based in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's called IWIN, or International Women's Empowerment Network. Today was our graduation commencement ceremony for the participants in the program, in the pilot program that went off without a hitch. It was great. There will be other programs, so please keep that in mind. I said that to say I was happy, and that started my day because it was top of the morning and it made me happy. And it made them happy, and everybody looked great, and they were amazing. And I'm so excited for where they're going to go and how they're going to level up in these next coming months. So I will give you updates on them. I'll make sure you guys are updated on the program. And I don't think I have anything else. So I am going to do this. And I'm looking, y'all. I'm so sorry, but I'm just looking at my gadgets to make sure I don't have anything else before I let you go. But I just want to say today is Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. Make sure you prepare your week tomorrow. Have a great week. Have an awesome week. Do whatever you got to do for your self-care and for your happiness, and maintain that. I have started back officiating weddings, and will be creating some elopement packages. So reach out to me if you need wedding officiant services or elopement packages. And I say that to say because I'm excited. And again, it's celebrating love. And I'm just going to go, and I'll tell y'all more about it later. And I'll post whatever I can, whenever I can. I don't have nothing else on my devices. So I'm going to leave you with this as I just did. See, this is when you say goodbye and you really don't leave and you talk, but I'm not going to talk that much longer. 5 seconds. Blessings to you all. I'm grateful to you, for I appreciate you. I love you all. Continue to have a great week. I will see you guys next time. Blessings.